Well, good evening. This is Hound Dog Steve coming to you on Tuesday, the 31st of October, All Hallows Eve. And I came across an article the other day in The Sun, actually, Farzana Hassan. And she wrote this article, and it was called Quebec's Niqab ban is a chance for women to embrace Western freedom. Now, all this has been brought about because Quebec has just passed Bill C-62, which basically says that if you are going to use any government services, you cannot be wearing any kind of head or face covering. And so there is quite a lot of people in favour in Quebec of this legislation, and there is quite a lot of people across Canada who are opposed to this legislation or think that it is against Canada's constitution. Well, after I read this article, I did a little bit of research, and I'm actually wondering if we shouldn't support Bill C-62. It would certainly seem that the vast majority of Muslim countries are now abandoning or outright banning the burqa as a formal religious apparel. Anyway, I did a series of clips here on my research, and so I will talk you along on what I found, and I think you're going to find it kind of interesting. Okay, so here is the article that first piqued my interest. Farzana Hassan, Quebec's Niqab ban is a chance for women to embrace Western freedom. And it says, although granted we tend to resist the law we find oppressive, however, many have embraced the law. This is in France, where this law has already been implemented. However, many have embraced the law, in fact relishing the freedoms often denied at home. In fact, when concerns about religious divisions caused France to ban the hijab in school years ago, many among the Muslim community expressed relief. The women's organisation Ni Putes Ni Somuse surveyed niqab-wearing women after their 2011 ban. Its research reveals some high-profile acts of defiance, but other women anxiously waited for the law to free them of their husbands' pressures. So, which countries in the world are the burqa and the niqab banned? Okay, in the Netherlands, in France, in Belgium, Bulgaria, Switzerland, Italy, and Chad. So there are quite a few countries that are starting to ban this for several reasons. So, Quebec would not be alone in the banning of the burqa or niqab. Okay, so a quick search for women beaten for not wearing the burqa veil turns up an almost endless list of Islamic State stones 5 women to death for not wearing the veil, women beaten for not wearing burqa, women beaten for not wearing burqa, and it just goes on and on and on. So there you go. And there was also a recent story of a Quebec man charged with assault in honour-based violence, and it says that Gatineau police said Friday their investigation suggested the level of violence escalated once the man discovered the girl was removing her hijab when she was away from the family home. It took a lot of courage for this young girl to come up to police and inform us what was happening, Sergeant Jean-Paul Lemay said. Okay, the teen's been removed from the family, is in the care of youth protection. And the 35-year-old Gatineau resident appeared in court Tuesday on charges of assault with a weapon and uttering threats. So, if this is the kind of way that things are dealt with, no wonder, women don't want to come forward. Now, I found this from 2014. Iranian women post pictures of themselves without hijabs on Facebook. And these are thousands of women taking off their veils and letting their hair flow free in the wind. There was 130 likes on social media site from both men and women. My stealthy freedom while driving in the streets of Tehran, wrote Mariam alongside an image showing her behind the wheel. I like to feel the wind blowing in my face. So there you go. Okay, so here's a very interesting article in the Pickering Post from Wednesday 1st of November 2017. If Islamic countries ban the burqa, why shouldn't we? Okay, so here we go through what the burqa, the niqab and the hijab actually are. A brief description. Now I've read through all of these countries, and every single one of them except for 3 at the end are either outlawing the burqa completely or the niqab, or giving women the option, and basically saying that this is no longer a religious requirement. And there is a long list of countries: Malaysia, Tunisia, Turkey, Morocco, Syria, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Egypt, Indonesia. Now Indonesia is an interesting one because Indonesia has the largest Muslim population in the world, with approximately 202 million identified as Muslim. Okay, under Indonesian national and regional law, female head covering is entirely optional and not obligatory. India, Iran, 98% of the population is Muslim. Niqabs and burqas are rare in Iran, limited mostly in small Arab and Afghan communities in the southeast. Jordan, Lebanon, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, unfortunately, Somalia and the Palestine territories are not quite on board. Saudi Arabia is starting to relax a little bit, but it is still very, very, very restricted over there. And Hamas is still trying to implement Islamic law in the Gaza Strip, mainly at schools, institutions and justices, by imposing the Islamic dress or hijab on women. And Hamas campaigned for the wearing of the hijab alongside other measures, including insisting women stay home, segregation from men, and the promotion of polygamy. Okay, so that is a serious number. That's the majority of Muslim countries are losing the burqa, niqab and hijab. A Muslim imam has caught my eye, a front page mag. A Muslim imam claims women who don't wear hijabs are asking to be raped, arrested for trying to rape a woman. Women are not entitled to respect when they walk around without a hijab. They are to blame for it when they are attacked, Imam Shahid Mendy said. Now, however, he's accused of pulling his penis out and chasing a 23-year-old woman around a park in Malmo. But here we go. An Islamic mufti in Copenhagen, Shahid Mehdi, has sparked political outcry from the left-wing Unity List and the right-wing Danish People's Party after stating in a televised interview that women who do not wear headscarves are asking for rape. Women are not entitled to respect when they walk around without a hijab. They are to blame for it when they are attacked, Imam Shahid Mehdi said. All the crimes that occur against women is because they are not covered. When they are not covered, you have no respect for them. So there's an interesting point of view. And I thought this was also interesting. Now the burqa is banned by ISIS. Terror group outlawed the Islamic garb from the buildings because they are a security risk. So there you go. Even ISIS is getting rid of the burqa. Welcome to the 21st century, folks. So, as you can see, Quebec is not alone in wanting to ban the burqa or ban it in public spaces or for the use of public services. And again, as I said, it seems like the vast majority of Muslim countries are adopting this for one reason or another, either for security or safety. Now, I mean, I will say there are some other kind of just interesting sidebars here about wearing a head covering or a full body covering. Now, a lot of these women are suffering from vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D is a vitamin that is naturally made when sun strikes your skin and combines with the cholesterol in your skin, and it's probably the number one best way to create and absorb vitamin D. And so when you're completely covered up, summer and winter, this is not healthy for the human body. Okay, and another little thing is this really is a film called Kandahar. I don't know if any of you have seen that movie. It's quite a sort of small budget film, I would say. Anyway, it is about a female journalist whose sister has stepped on a landmine, has had a leg blown off, and she wants to commit suicide. So she's making a desperate attempt to reach her in Kandahar before she can do this. And so to get to Kandahar, she mixes in with a group of people travelling across from the Iranian border to Kandahar, and she dresses in a burqa to fit into her surroundings and to disguise herself, her and her friend. So anyway, they're at one point in the movie, excuse me, they pull off to the roadside, and the women are behind a dune whilst the men talk to some soldiers at a Taliban checkpoint. And so anyway, no sooner are the women out of sight than the women pull back their skirts and let their hands come out of their gowns, and they've got this incredibly vibrant nail varnish and bracelets, gold bracelets and jewellery, and you know, they're showing each other lipstick that they have found, and different shades of lipstick. So you can't tell me that somebody who wants to paint their fingernails, wear jewellery and wear lipstick wants to walk around outside with a bag on their head. And you know, maybe we should help the Muslims achieve some of our Western values. And you know, we are a face-to-face culture, and we like to see each other's faces. We see this as a way to conduct reasonable business with each other. So anyway, after that series of slides, I will let you decide, and I hope you have a great evening and the rest of the week, and happy Halloween. See you now. Bye-bye.